legacy, toughness, tech. The Ford Ranger has all of these qualities and many more. If you're looking for a midsize pickup truck, or you're wondering whether a full-size is really necessary for your needs, the Ranger is a great place to start. In this video, we'll show you what you need to know, which model to pick, and what to look out for. Hi, I'm Ryan from Edmunds. Each year, we painstakingly test hundreds of cars and trucks, while CarMax experts buy, sell, and appraise thousands and thousands. We're combining our car testing knowledge with their experience to help you make the right choice on your next car. But hey, before we get started, be sure to click like and hit subscribe to see more CarMax videos just like this one. There's a whole lot of details to know about this truck, so if you'd like to know them all, click the link in the description below for a full, in-depth article. Remember the early 2000s? We didn't take pictures of our food, phones were used for phone calls, and mid-sized trucks were small and tough as nails. The Ford Ranger was a staple of that market until Ford stopped making it in 2011. But in 2019, they brought it back with the idea of revisiting that classic formula with a modern twist. So how'd they do? Well, the Ranger that returned to us definitely deserves some credit. It has the highest maximum torque, towing, and payload ratings for gas-powered vehicles in the class. That got your attention, didn't it? But while the Ranger was gone, mid-size trucks got bigger. A lot bigger. Look at how tall this is. Look at how high it sits off the ground. The good news is you can choose the size that works for you. There's a smaller extended cab called the Super Cab with a 6-foot bed. And then there's a larger crew cab called the Super Crew, like this one, with a 5-foot bed. Then you can choose between the base model XL, the mid-level XLT trim like ours here, and the top-level Lariat with a whole bunch of extra features. You can also add the FX4 off-road package to any of them if you feel like getting adventurous. Or really beef it up with the Tremor package that debuted in 2021. CarMax sells 2019 to 2021 Rangers for an average of just over $33,000. Keep in mind that the price depends on things like the trim level, mileage, options, and other factors. If you're looking at Rangers, here are the other mid-size trucks to consider. There's the Chevrolet Colorado, which has a smooth ride, the Nissan Frontier, which is tough and affordable, and the Toyota Tacoma, which excels off-road. All of these options make great work trucks too. Now you could always go for something like the Honda Ridgeline, which is more like a car with a bed than a true truck, or the Jeep Gladiator, but that thing is huge and honestly pretty pricey. Now let's get back to the Ranger and its many capabilities. Inside the Ranger now, and there are a few things I want to show you. So as we discussed earlier, the Ranger debuted in 2019 in the US. Before that, it was actually in production in other countries for several years. So if it seems like some aspects of the interior look or feel a little bit old, it's because they are. The styling can be a little bit dated. The buttons are pretty small, and there are lots of hard plastics and other materials throughout the cabin. Now, for a work truck, this is fine. And the higher level Lariat is more plush. But you should know this about the Ranger while you're shopping, because other trucks have nicer interiors. The good news is there's plenty of room to get comfortable. I'm 6 feet tall and headroom is not a problem. Also, my legs aren't cramped and they're not bumping into any hard plastics around me either. I also like the seats. They're cloth and pretty basic, but they're supportive in all the right areas, so that you can stay comfortable even on long trips. The only real drawback is limited space in the back seat. And remember, this is the larger crew cab. So in the smaller extended cab, there's even less. Tech-wise, if you're looking for the base Ranger XL, it is basic. You get a very basic touchscreen and only a 4-speaker sound system. Instead, you should try to move up to this XLT or the Lariat. With those, you get a much nicer 8-inch touchscreen, plus Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard. Those trims also get nice driver aids, like blind spot monitor, lane keep assist, and adaptive cruise control. Ford's pretty good about the driver aids. You even get automatic emergency braking on the base XL. Driving the Ranger is the definition of mixed bag. But first, let's start with the good, this engine. Every Ranger gets a turbocharged 2.3-liter four-cylinder. And that may not sound like a lot, but this baby pumps out 270 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. And even better, it works really well. At our Edmunds test track, we measured it from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.8 seconds, which is rocketing for a truck. But things start to go sideways, literally. The steering is very light, like to the point where sometimes when you turn the steering wheel, it's hard to tell whether the tires are responding quickly or not. And that just makes for an inconsistent driving experience, especially when you're going around a lot of turns. On top of that, the Ranger has noticeable body roll sometimes, which means when you go through a turn, you can feel the body actually shifting from side to side. Now, these are pickup trucks, so we don't expect sports car-like handling. But some of the Ranger's competitors just don't ask you to put up with that. And just one more note on the suspension in the Ranger. It's rough. Now, this truck can absorb bumps in the road with no problem, making sure that it's not uncomfortable for the driver and passengers. But when it does, it goes into this floaty rebounding sensation, and it takes a while for it to get out of that and return to smooth driving. Now, for a work truck, that's fine. But if you're looking at this as a daily driver to comfortably haul yourself around, maybe put a lot of commuting miles on, it's just not the most refined experience out there. And you should know that going in. Okay, here's where the Ranger makes its money back. After only the diesel-powered Chevy Colorado, the Ranger has the highest maximum towing and payload capacities in the class. Now, that's specifically for the smaller extended cab versions. The larger crew cab, like this one, also has high numbers. They're just not best in class. But more important than numbers is how the truck feels. And the Ranger feels great when it's got a payload behind it. It kind of smooths out some of those difficulties we talked about earlier. Ford knows towing. It just does. This truck is rocking 4 fixed tie downs in the bed, which is helpful. But remember earlier when I said the Ranger was originally designed for other countries? Well, there, these high bedsides are more the style. But they make it a little bit difficult to reach all the way in, grab things in the bed, and pull them out from the side. Even for me, and I'm gangly. You'll find Rangers with steel beds, but I recommend looking for one with the optional protective bed liner, like this, to avoid getting dents and scratches. Do that and you've got a real workhorse of a truck. Or don't, and you've got a great first truck for new drivers. So, the Ranger isn't perfect. No car is. But we're seeing the result of a car that was originally designed for other countries being taken and converted into something that US buyers will like. We did get a great engine out of it. That 2.3-liter turbo is gutsy. But the total product falls short of rivals like the Colorado, the Tacoma, and in some cases, even the Frontier. Now, if you're planning to throw a bunch of stuff into the bed or tow something like a trailer or watercraft, the Ranger is more than up to the task. Whether you need the additional capability from the extended cab or the extra space in this crew cab, there's a lot of opportunity to have adventures in a Ranger. So, how will you take yours? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching today. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the CarMax channel for more videos like this one. Again, to read a full in-depth article on the Ranger and its competition, click the link in the description below.